Today we are paying a revisit to this 52-inch General Electric Type AH. The fan, I believe, dates to 1920. Finished in gloss black, paired with a set of walnut square tip blades with a 14-degree blade pitch. Looking over here, we have all the information. This is Type AH, Form V2, which, if I remember correctly, dates the fan to around 1920. J-hook mount, 3/4 inch down rod, both upper and lower canopies. This lower canopy here once housed the speed coil for the fan. And on the bottom of the switch housing oil cup was where the snap switch was placed at, but both of those have been gutted a long time ago. I think the black is not original. I think these were originally that dark Japan green finish when these were sold new. I would imagine the blades were finished somewhat similar. I know for a fact this fan has been refurbished at some point in the past. Filmed this fan around 6 years ago. Got this from a fellow collector. He got it along with a bunch of other antiques from an old collection from somebody. And he sold this one to me as he had a bunch of these. It was my first antique find. You'll notice the classic GE vents on the faceplate. That is, this fan here is where we get the term GE vent from, because General Electric was the originator of the design. And you can see on this fan, the CEC fan has the same vent pattern. That is because pretty much every company under the sun copied GE with their vent design there. First with Casablanca in the 70s, then everybody else followed suit later. So for purposes of testing, we're going to be operating the fan on a variable speed control. Everything is kosher for it. It won't harm it at all. So we'll go ahead and start it up here on about low. I can't have it all the way down on the control because the power isn't enough for the blades to turn on their own. So here on low, we're doing around 40 RPM. Of course, being a shaded pole motor, it does have its typical buzz. But for being around 105, 106 years old, it is in pretty good working condition for its age. We'll dial the control up to around medium. Here on medium, we're hovering around 110, 115. And here's high. Here on high, we're doing around 225 RPM. As you would expect, this fan is very powerful. It does have a wobble due to the blades being a little bit out of balance. If I ever were to put this fan to use long term, I definitely would solve that problem, but for testing, it's fine. But yeah, definitely a very nice running fan for its age. And that's all I have for this one. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video on this 52-inch antique General Electric Type AH ceiling fan from around 1920. We'll see you next time. Stay cool. Take care. Peace.